You got to watch this because I got some things I want to show you. Make sure I've got some loaded on the brush. I'm going to wipe it off. Good morning, everybody. How are you today? I've had a lot of requests to do another shadow box, and I actually had the opportunity to do one. So here's today's project. It is a shadow box that is for a wedding that is coming up in June. A shadow box from Michael's craft store. This beautiful wedding invitation. My girlfriend's daughter is getting married, and I was able to get some of the pictures that they had for their engagement shots. And we're going to incorporate those. And I may paint a couple of these. Now, these are just little thin, like laser cut pieces of wood. This is the color of dresses, which is a very pretty, like a sage green or a little grade green. And I guess we can kind of tell how that works with the wedding invitation. And then this is what our background is going to be, and it pretty much is wedding paper. And I'm pretty sure this is probably from, it's one of two places. It is Hobby Lobby or it is Michael's. I'm not really sure. I've had this for a long time, but some very pretty pearl papers that are in here. And so I think that'd make a really beautiful backdrop. Let's get started. The first thing we're gonna do is take our shadow box apart. And what I like to do is use the actual back of the shadow box. I like to use this. It's really nice and stable. It's pretty thick, and it makes a great base for doing the shadow box. So I don't need any of this right now, and depending on how deep my flowers and everything go, I might not even use the glass in this, so we'll check that out later. So the first thing I'm going to do is choose some paper, and I'm going to grab that wedding invitation. I'm doing her flowers also for her boutonnieres and wristlets, so she is using white flowers, but this does have an ivory background to it, but I do think it would certainly pop on white. And we can always add other paper to it. All right, so what I might do is pick a couple of different green grays to just make a little frame for this. This is 12 by 12 scrapbook paper, and it does have a little bit of a texture to it. And then I also had picked out this striped paper, and it looks like I could do it either way. And also this. Now, what I think we're gonna end up doing is using this background instead. It just seems so busy with the water scene, which I absolutely love, but by the time I added other things to it, I mean, I was gonna lose so much of it, it probably wouldn't even have been really noticed. So I think we'll just stick more with a little bit more of traditional looking background for a wedding. This I think will be really pretty, and I'm going to put this up on some foam dots so that it sits up a little bit. And I'm also going to add these. Now, what I did with these was I used my Distress ink in Vintage Photo. I just rubbed it all over it. Went ahead and did both sides because I wasn't sure which side I was going to use. Then I did the same thing with my Stampabilities. Is this gold? Yes, gold. So I only did that on one side because I'm not quite sure if I want to use this side or this side. So I think this goes with the pretty cool scrolling pattern, and maybe we can use one, maybe we can use two, I don't know. So let's get these dry. I can get this attached, and then I will figure out what I want to do with the photographs. So I decided I do want some little bitty frame type thing around them. So I have that in the lighter of the two greens. And we'll just decide which pictures we're gonna use. I'm very indecisive today, it's driving me nuts. I took the green scrapbook paper and went ahead and cut it down to where I can put the little corner muncher on, which is a Fisker's one. And then I went ahead and used the white bridal paper that had the stripes on it and just mounted it on there. Now what I'm gonna do is I want this to stand up. So I am going to put the foam sticky tape on here because I want it to sit up. And then we will place this. Okay, now I want to think about where I want to put this. All right, I cut this down and just left edge on the top and the bottom, and then I used my roll of sticky tape to raise that up, and I had to raise it up higher because this is already raised up. So I have this one to go, but man, I just don't even know if I want to use it. Yep, I'm gonna use it. See if I can get this in here. Okay, we're going with that. Okay, so these are all on now. And I have also from Hobby Lobby in the his and hers section, little leaves, regularly $1.99. The little tool with the beads, $1.99, and you get a bunch of this on here. I mean, there's like more than 20 here, and there's what, 5 or 6. And then also these are $2.99, and there's more in the package. I just kind of pulled them out as I used them. So I'm gonna kind of make something similar to this. This happens to be one of the example wristlets that I had made for my girlfriend just to show her what they would look like and then get the bride's approval. I'm finished with layering my 2 wood pieces here, and I started out with the Stampendous. What color is this? It is an iridescent white, like snowflakes. It's real pretty. And then Recollections. And then also Nouveau emboss, and this is called Snow Crystal. So I'm done with all that. I gotta cover up my glue. as I started putting this together, it just seemed like it was still missing something. So what I did was, on top of the little filigree, I ended up putting another flower and a few other pieces. And I really like how that kind of comes around. It comes over the invitation, and I was able to get it to come in between the pictures here. Once we got this on, which was on by raised foam dots, we had already taken and cut these pictures down a little bit, and I did put those on some more of the lighter colored scrapbook paper. Then as we added our flowers, just kind of created a little vignette over here in the corner. These are paper flowers, and they are from Hobby Lobby, and I believe they are the Paper Studio brand. And these are flowers that came from either Michael's or Hobby Lobby, and they come two to a package if I remember correctly. So what I did with this, the wooden pieces that I showed you in the beginning, was originally we had used our stamper and had put the vintage photo on there just by rubbing it on. Well, when I got done and I put the gold on it, it just didn't seem like it stuck, okay? So I embossed them. The first one I embossed with a very pretty color of white, and it had, I believe it's from Recollections, it had what looked like sand in it, in like a little bit of a bronzy white. Let me see if I can find that real quick. It is part of a package that was from Michael's a long time ago. And I'm gonna see if I can get this up here. All right, that's about as good as I'm gonna get, I think. But see how there's white, there's a really pretty green, and then there has these pieces in it that really remind me of sand. So that's what I ended up using on the bottom piece here. And then on the top, I used the Nouveau embossing powder. And I also mixed in some green because, there we go. I wanted it to have the two colors on it so it did stand out. And I wanted it to be able to show off the scrolling. So I ended up adding just a little bit more here. I know I covered up some of the filigree on it, but I just like how it came out almost like being its own bouquet. And like I said, I was able to tuck the picture in here. So the one piece is underneath the picture and the other is on top. Let me see if I can show you that. There. I wanted to put a little bit of something on here, so I added some little pearl beads. They just stick on, and of course I went ahead and used glue just to make sure that they do stay, because you never know over time whether the glue that is on the back of these little beads will stay. So I just put them in a few little spots here just to give it a little bit of something. So got a couple of them here, a couple of them here, and a couple of them here. So it's all together. I think it looks amazing. Very, very happy with it.